I've been so eager to try Paleo Pines. The idea of mixing farming with dinosaur taming sounds too good, so there was no way I would miss out on it. And thanks to the publisher Modus Games, I was gifted a game code to take a look at Paleo Pines to help you get a better idea of what this game is all about. Hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. By the end of this first impressions review slash Paleo Pines before you buy, you will know exactly who this game is for, so make sure to stick around because I will break down all of this for you. Keep in mind though, my gameplay was on PC and so is the footage you're seeing today, but you can play Paleo Pines on PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Squish the like button so we can smack the algorithm right in the face, and without further ado, let's start with the story. You're moving to Paleo Pines, a beautiful island known for its cute and adorable dinosaurs. Now you're moving in with your own dinosaur called Lucky, and she is a rare one because her species have not been seen around for a really long time. So you coming to Paleo Pines with your own very rare dinosaur species makes everybody a little bit too shocked, a little bit too interested, and they actually want to see if they can find more of that species. You'll get introduced to a few NPCs and you'll meet more as you unlock more areas, but this game does not have that many characters as we see in other farming titles. When you start, you can customize your character and choose your hairstyle, hair color, eye color, skin tone, and clothes, and off you go to your ranch, which is in a very bad shape due to the amount of debris spread around. The story moves through different main quests and its priority is about finding out what happened to Lucky's species, but you do have other side quests where you'll get to know the villagers a little bit more and see their quirkiness shine through, and thank the Lord we have a journal to keep up with all the quests because they can stack up a little bit too quickly. Now I've played about 10 hours so far and I have to say the story spacing is a little bit too slow for my liking, so I have been going on to bed very early most of my days, and I've just been so eager to just see the story progress, so I just want to be in the next day already most of the time. The story does unfold through different cutscenes, some of which are hand-drawn while others are in 3D, so you can see the characters interact with each other a little bit more in different perspectives, and that will immerse you into the story a bit further. Keep in mind though, in Paleo Pines, you cannot just skip the story and forget about it because the majority of the gameplay features are locked behind the story progression. So you're gonna get a lot of quests where villagers randomly visit your farm, and you can pick up others when you are traversing the island. So you're gonna see an exclamation mark above the NPC's head, so definitely be on the lookout for those. And speaking of the characters in this game, there is no romance here, so if that's a deal breaker for you, please keep that in mind. You will still build some friendships and give them gifts, but there's no love here, and I actually don't mind this because I'm kind of romanced out because the majority of the games that I've been playing have some kind of relationship system in them, so getting a little break and having some time for myself has been pretty good in this game. Now, with farming games, gameplay is usually where it's at, and this one is of course all about farming, but the twist is the added dinosaurs, and they're not just here for the sake of it. They will help you out on your farm, and you're gonna need their assistance to get work done. You do start with just Lucky, who you can ride and use her help to clean the debris, but as you wander around the map, you're gonna see these new species, and each one is gonna give you a new way to help you in your gameplay session. And not all of the dinosaurs are easy to tame. A lot of them can be very stubborn and they're gonna test your patience, but it's gonna make it that more worthwhile when you actually get to befriend them. The gist of taming a dinosaur is taking your flute and playing a tune for them. They will chant something for you, you're gonna have to memorize it, you're gonna have to memorize the size and the color, and then you are going to replicate it. Once you have that checked, you can feed them one of their favorite food items, and you're gonna have to experiment a little bit to find what that is. If they like the food a little bit too much, they will get too excited, so you have to calm them down, and as you can see in the bar below, the goal is to get the arrow to the green part and then you can befriend them. The interactions are so cute. I mean, look at this, and you can't help but say, oh, most of the time. I mean, it just did not get old for me at all. Once you've befriended the dinosaur, you need to get a dreamstone, which you can collect when exploring the world, and you can create a pen for them and use the flute again to get their attention, let them follow you, and then signal that this is their new home. Now, these little attention to detail and extra gameplay mechanics just make you connect a little bit more with the dinosaurs, and I really appreciate the devs taking the step to actually make that happen. And overall, I like how delicate this system is. Your dinosaurs are not your pets. They are treated as very important species in the game, and they require a lot of care from you. Not only are you gonna have to pet them and make sure their pens are clean, but they also require different things to make them happy. And for them to eventually trust you enough and help you out and even let you ride them, you have to build that trust again. Some of them are herbivores, others are omnivores, some like a specific type of pen to be in, they have different favorite treats, and so on. And if you cannot keep your dinosaur happy, they will leave the ranch, and you're gonna have to find them again and make sure that you can rebuild that trust and bring them back. Your dinosaur also has a stamina meter, and the more you use their help, the higher their level gets, and that means you can get more done per day, and each one has different abilities to offer you. So some are known to be very fast, so these are excellent to traverse the island. Others are very powerful, so they can knock down boulders and open up the space to go to new islands. And the game does its best to make sure you interact with a lot of the species, because it kind of locks the main quest behind the need to get the help of different dinosaur types to progress the story, which I feel is very beneficial in these games, because otherwise I feel like with myself, I'll play around with a little bit of dinosaurs, but then I'll stick to just my main one. This is also how I do things with like first-person shooters or whatever. I'll find my favorite sword, I'll find my favorite weapon, favorite gun, whatever it may be, and I will just stick to that. And I feel like this just encourages you to interact with the world a little bit more. So let's chat a little bit about your farm. This is where you can store items, because your inventory is quite small at the beginning, and I'm not sure when and if you can actually upgrade it, but that's also where you can go to bed and you can save the game. And yet again, we have a game that is locking saving through going back home. I just don't get why farming games still do that. It bothers me. If it bothers you as well, then there you go. But on the farm is also where you do the majority of your farm work, and you will let dinosaurs help you out. So some will help you water the crops, some will help you clear out the debris, and the farming mechanic is very simple. You till the soil, you plant, water, and harvest, and you can also use fertilizers. Your character will be using their stamina to do these, and you run out of them very quickly in the beginning until you unlock cooking. You start with just 3 crops, and it feels very limited considering this is a farming game after all. You can also decorate the farm, which is the second selling point of Paleo Pines if you saw its marketing. The build mode is straightforward and it's very easy to play around with, and you have lots of decoration items to enjoy. Unlike recent farming games, you won't be crafting the items yourself. You will get the resources and take them to the Pebble Plaza, which is the main town or city in this game, and then you will get somebody to create the stuff for you. And in that plaza, you also have different shops to buy items from, and you can sell your own crops here as well, which is a little bit weird that you don't have a shipping box at home. So you're gonna be running to the plaza a little bit too much, and it was a little bit annoying. So I really hope that the devs do get us a shipping bin, please, and thank you. But apart from that, you can shop for some clothes, crops, special treats to befriend dinosaurs, and so on. And you can also find a quest board to complete extra missions for unique rewards. If you're a completionist, Paleo Pines is gonna satisfy that sweet tooth that you have, because you have so many different resources to journal about and unlock. Not only are you collecting information about the dinosaurs, but you also collect information about different landmarks, fruits, trees, stones, etc. But I feel like I have praised this game enough. There are some drawbacks, which is why I say I would recommend it, but. So let's talk about the but. And we're gonna start with the map. I feel like I'm a broken record here, but I keep saying more farming games need a mini-map, especially if you have open world sections. This is always something that I ask for in pretty much all of my before you buys, so I'm not sure why we don't have them yet. The amount of times that I was referring back to the map, then going back to the game, back to the map, back to the game, it was immersion breaking at points, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same with you guys if you feel that way about mini-maps too. The second thing is the pacing. I feel like quests just take too long, and the story is taking too long to unfold. It's very interesting, but still it's taking a long time. And I know a lot of farming games do implement fetch quests, but Paleo Pines takes it to the extreme. For example, in one mission, I had to go to talk to person X, then go to Y, then go back to X to tell them that I did actually talk to Y, then I had to go back to Y to let them know that I talked to X, that I actually talked to Y. You know, like, you get the gist of it. It was very tedious. Additionally, the world can feel very empty and lonely, which is understandable considering the island is where dinosaurs reside. But I feel like a little bit more activities would have done this world a little bit more justice and giving us a few other things to do other than just taming the dinosaurs and collecting different resources. Also, you know how games like Fae Farm, Wildflowers, and Roots of Facha have been trying to make switching tools a little bit more easy for us. Paleo Pines strips it all down and it takes us back to the old tool switching mechanics, so you're gonna find yourself in that inventory a little bit too much, which is again an immersion breaking mechanic for me after I've been familiarized with just switching things on the go and not having to worry about it too much. Moving to the world and the presentation here, which is still as important as the gameplay. The world is semi-open and you have your big fields where cute dinosaurs are just roaming around, they're doing their own thing. Then you have some quick loading screens when you try to go to the plaza or back home. The greenery is just gorgeous and there are so many other biomes for you to explore to break the repetitive scenery, which I appreciate. The animations are so cute, especially petting dinosaurs or seeing how they just sometimes run away when they're unfamiliar with you, but then they just get more accustomed to you. So that was very adorable to see. However, there are some empty spaces, which again, I wish felt a little bit more lively. The graphics are gorgeous. You can tell that there was so much time spent on this. Even seeing a rainbow after rain or the wind blowing through the grass, waterfalls, and so on, they were just beautiful to add. I adore colorful games and Paleo Pines does not shy away from that. As for the sound department, there is no voice acting. You will be reading dialogue, which if you're new here, I don't mind reading dialogue in my farming games whatsoever, and sound effects get the job done to get you a little bit more immersed, while the music is whimsical at the start, but it did eventually get repetitive, so I turned it down. Next up, we have controls and performance. I played this on PC, and to be very direct, performance was just great. Like, I don't have anything to say about it. My PC did not struggle at all. However, keep in mind that the settings only give you an overall option to change them, meaning you cannot manually play around with things like shadows, textures, reflections, etc. But I massively appreciate the ability to change the field of view. As someone who suffers from motion sickness, and I know a lot of you, based on my comments, struggle with the same thing as well, playing around with the visuals and being able to cater it always helps out, so having it as an option here was a massive bonus point. As for the controls, I tried both mouse and keyboard and a controller, and both were easy to get familiarized with. There are no loops to jump through, managing your inventory and all of that is very simple and straightforward, but again, expect to be switching out your tools a lot from the inventory. So we've talked about the good and the bad of Paleo Pines, but is it the game for you? We're gonna go with this game is for you if, not for you if, and my personal verdict. Paleo Pines is the one for you if you don't care that much about developing relationships with NPCs in a farming game, including having romance. It's for you if you love the collection aspect of farming game. We're talking about collecting different dinosaurs of different shapes, colors, and sizes, crops, landmarks, clothes, furniture, and more. It's for you if you love caring for your barn animals, but this time around, instead of having cows and sheep and all that, you are having the cutest dinosaurs ever. It's also for you if you love flexibility in decorating your farm, but keep in mind you cannot decorate your house. And it's for you if you enjoy a story-focused farming game with an interesting plot that is unfolding. However, Paleo Pines is not the game for you if you prioritize relationships in your games and you really need romance. It's not for you if you do not like a more slow-paced story. It's not for you if you like to play farming games by yourself without having gameplay mechanics locked behind any story progression systems. And it's not for you if you hate caring for your barn animals, which are the dinosaurs, because this game is literally all about that. As for me, there's just like a lot of things that I really like about Paleo Pines. I love caring for my dinosaurs and being able to decorate my farm. And the story is intriguing, but the slow pacing of it is a little bit of an annoyance for me. In my 10 hours, I definitely caught myself smiling at how cute the animations are and how adorable interactions with the dinosaurs can be. And just seeing them out in the wild, knowing that I can literally tame any one of them and have them help me on my farm, be my friend, is the sweetest thing ever. But I feel like there's something just missing and I can't put my finger on it. It feels just like I felt with Roots of Pacha, if you've watched that video. There's something missing, but I just don't know what it is. Unlike Wildflowers or Sunhaven or My Time at Sandrock or Rune Factory 5, etc. Like, I love farming games. I'm just not getting that, you know, that feeling of one more day. Let me do one more day. And then you actually have your own chores to do in real life, but you'd rather do the ones in farming. Yeah, I'm not getting that here. I'm not getting obsessed with the game and falling in love with it as much as I wanted to. I wish I can specifically tell you what's missing. I just don't know what it is. But enough about me. I want to know if you are going to get Paleo Pines. Did you pre-order it? Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it on a sale? Which version are you gonna go with? I feel like I've been shifting everything towards PC lately because Switch has just been a headache to deal with. But if you get the Switch one, please let us know in the comment section how the performance is on there. And if you love farming games, definitely check out my Before You Buy for Fae Farm. It might interest you as well. All the bubbly love to my Patreon and YouTube channel members who make videos like this possible. Thank you for watching, and a special shout out goes to The Game Dimension, Karu, Jacob, Stephanie, Stephen Dark One, and Jake Logan for going the extra mile. Y'all are bubbly awesome. Until next time, stay bubbly.